So, as you can tell, we have our Gym Sniper custom here, and I'll give you my basic initial thoughts of what I think of this kit. I think that it's still based on a very, very old design, given the history of this kit in general. I mean, you can just tell from the runners that you have a lot of reused parts from the Gym 2.0 that weren't used. So I don't know. These are all basically extra parts that you could throw onto a different project or something like that. Including even this runner with all these extra parts for the legs and stuff as well. But anyway, knowing this, I think the kit itself isn't bad. I think the general design of it, obviously they were going for a specific aesthetic in terms of this specific kit itself. But to be completely honest, the only reason, at least for me, that was appealing for me in terms of this kit was the head. I thought that this head was really, really cool. It kind of reminds me of like the Iron Kong Zoids kit, and so I don't know, he looks like a pretty badass dude right there. So that's, I don't know, I really like the head. Kind of strange for me to admit that I bought a kit specifically because I like the head, but you know, it is what it is. But in terms of the general body and the design of the kit itself, the two things that I actually don't like about this kit are the foot cover, the ankle covers, the ankle armors right here. They don't look normal. They just, I don't know, this design itself looks really, I don't know, lazy, I guess. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's just, I don't like it. It's really big. It's protruding way too much. I just don't like it, period. So that's gonna go. That's definitely gonna go. And I'm thinking about actually reusing some of the existing parts of this kit that are left over in the runners. So that's probably most likely gonna happen in terms of this kit itself. So I plan on using the existing mount for the ankle cover, along with the extra part that also comes with it. So I'll probably end up using that so that it'll be a little bit more flush, a little bit just closer to the foot, because it's just, I don't know, it looks really bad. I don't really care for it at all. So yeah, it just sticks out too much. So yeah, that's gonna go. And then the other thing is, if you look at the back, it's, I don't know, he just looks like he has a really, really big back. It's just disproportionate in my case. It's like at an awkward size where it takes up too much of the back. If it were smaller, it would be fine, or if it was just like immensely large, then that might be okay too. But it's just like, man, like he's just got way too much back. It's just awkward looking. So that's also gonna go. I'm probably gonna do some modifications to this, either to make it larger or smaller, either or. But this kit is definitely in need of some detailing in terms of panel lines and stuff as well. Maybe beef up the shoulders because they're kind of small. But I guess I don't know. I guess being that it's a sniper unit, you know, I guess mobility and having less armor is probably gonna be, you know, better suited for a kit like this. But yeah, those are just my initial thoughts in terms of this kit. I think the bazooka's a pretty nice touch. It's a really nice looking bazooka. But this weapon is, how shall I say, flimsy. It's unappealing, it's weak, and there's this really awkward little just empty space underneath. The reason for that is obviously in being that you're supposed to put the freaking barrel under here and store it so that you can turn it into a short rifle or something. You can fold it up, and no, it's just, I don't know, it's just, I don't like it. It looks like this part looks like a foot, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Those are my biggest complaints with this kit in general. So so in terms of that, I'm just gonna change it. That's pretty much it. These guns look terrible. I'm not a big fan of these weird space blaster looking thingies, because it's just like come on. Like, for example, this is supposed to be a sniper unit, right? And this is supposed to be like a nice, you know, like a really, really nice big, you know, beefy sniper unit that's going to be taking out things at long range, which would mean that this would be a higher caliber. But how are you going to have a sniper rifle of, you know, a precision instrument like this have this like really tiny flimsy little barrel, while you have these freaking giant ass hand cannons that probably wouldn't hit anything farther than, you know, 100 yards. Have these huge giant ass muzzles on here. Like, it's, I don't know. This is more like a I don't know, vertical shotgun, pretty much. I don't know. It's kind of meh for me. So I'm probably not gonna ever use these. What I might be able to do is like maybe lop off the sides of this and turn this into some kind of like jetpack that goes onto the back, you know, or something like that. But anyway, that's, I don't know, that's just me ranting, I suppose. But I do like the design of having kind of like the Protoss, the Zealot design of the beam saber right onto the arm there. I think that's a pretty cool touch. I think I do like it just because it'll, you know, it's very aggressive in terms of like close range combat and all that stuff. So I don't know, those are just my 2 cents on that. So there's going to be a lot of panel lining and stuff like that. But on top of that, I also would like to weather this kit. That's a lot of my builds that I've been doing up until this point have been basically really predominantly just clean builds. From my Gym Sniper 2 to the Penelope to the Mega Size Zaku to the Gym 3. So I mean, all 4 of those projects were all clean builds. I don't know, I'm just preferential to the clean aesthetic of just having a really clean matte coated build. But I want to delve into some weathering. I'm not like super experienced in it, but I have done a little bit in the past. So just, you know, what I've learned from there and what I can dig up online and just experimenting on my own, I'm sure I can get some interesting results. So this is just gonna be my first intro video for what I'm planning to do. I'll reveal a lot more and more to the plan as they come to me, but right now I just have an idea, just a very general idea. Whether or not I want to share that with you guys until, you know, before I actually start executing or anything like that, I don't know, we'll see. Ultimately, yeah, I want to put out something good. I want to make something really interesting that tells a story for a submission, hopefully, possibly a submission for the GBWC this year. So yeah, there's a lot of open space that's gonna also need some panel lining to do on there. But anyway, that's pretty much my general thoughts. Just you know, quick video to just introduce my next project to you guys. So going over the different processes of how I'm starting on modifications and you know, building up this kit and stuff like that. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next work in progress video. Alright guys, for any custom build that I do, my workspace is always absolute complete freaking crap mess. But I'm gonna start scribing, and I decided I'm gonna just start on a shield because I'm still kind of working my head around how I want to go about customizing the body parts. I already know how I'm gonna try to get rid of the foot covers here, but I also want to do some other work to kind of, you know, beef this kit up a little bit. So I've already kind of semi taken it apart, so I can just kind of look at it sectionally, and with that I'm gonna have to start the process of actually planning and coming up with how I want to go about you know, customizing this kit. So there's a lot of problem solving involved, to be completely honest, because there's a lot of issues of where you have to work out the logistics of what you're going to do and how you're going to do it in terms of working with the plastic, and how you're going to, you know, try to make it look in the end aesthetically as well. So so yeah, it's just a, you know, a lot of, you know, contemplation and a lot of just kind of looking at you know, looking at specific techniques and stuff like that. So I'm by no way, in any way, shape, or form, a professional in any way. I'm not as good as, you know, the likes of, you know, Simon or Josh or Tim or you know, Zach or Lincoln or any of the other guys out there. But I'm learning slowly but surely, and I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to gain a little bit more confidence in doing some scribing work and panel scribing and stuff like that. So we're gonna start with the shield here. So yeah, let's just get to it. Okay, I've already gone ahead and described the first, you know, box square that I want to do. I don't know if you can see, but I already dug out some pilot holes in there, so that I know where to stop. And basically, the simplest and easiest way that I've found to go ahead and scribing out like small little you know, indentations and boxes inside inside a plastic kit like that, is to just go really slow. If you you know, try to rush it, and if you try to rush it in any way, then you're gonna end up just kind of messing it up real bad, because you're putting way too much stress and too much what's the word, pressure down onto the plastic. So so what I did was I basically just took this 1.6 millimeter chisel, and I, you know, kind of dug it in there to create small little pilot stop points, and then with, you know, either a ruler or I reckon with anything along the lines of maybe like a Dymo tape or something, you can probably just you know, use that as a point for you to stop. And that's pretty much how you go about it. So yeah, pretty much that's about it. So let me this will probably be a time lapse, but I'm just gonna go really slow and kind of digging this hole out real quick. So Okay, now what I'm doing, I've already successfully made the boxes, and I've already done what I'm going to show you on this side. But basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create an incline that goes in from this side downward into the hole, so that basically the box will have, if this were the surface right here, right, I'm going to have a incline that goes down into the box and then have all of this empty space here. So that's the point of what I'm trying to do. And so what I'm going to do is in order to create the incline, I'm actually going to turn this sideways, and I'm going to start carving away at the sharp corner of the box. So by going against it sideways, I can shave off the corner and then also use the box that's inside as kind of a stopper for that. So I'm basically just going to hold it to the side here. I'm just going to basically just kind of whittle away at it. So my chisel is basically vertical this way, and I'm going to be dragging across this way. At first it's like really hard and like doesn't seem like you're actually getting anything done, but eventually as you whittle away at it, it'll get easier and easier, and then you'll start to see like that little ramp that you're looking for. And eventually it'll get to a point where it'll just start getting smoother and smoother, and you can just kind of scrape away a lot easier compared to before. So a bit more on this side, it's kind of bumpy. Slowly, slow and steady does it. That's good enough, okay. And then now to even out the incline, you just kind of drag downwards. So I don't know, everything's just about being even. This is probably not as informative as it should be, but I'm just, again, I'm just documenting my progress of learning. This could be, well, for all intents and purposes, could be, I don't know, this could probably be the freaking wrong way to go about this, but it's working out for me, so I'm just kind of documenting it, I guess. But it's working. It's working slowly but surely. So just even this out and. Alright, so there it is after the cleanup and evening out some spots here and there. We have a successful set of two little scribed out inclines coming in from this side and then flattening out. So yeah, not bad. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get a grasp and a feeling for working with plastic and stuff, but it's it's a start, I guess. So when it comes to scribing, I've noticed that in order to get really good scribes, you really need to measure. So what I did was I drew a line straight down the middle from the end of the boxes that I have on the outside line. And from there, I drew a horizontal line at the width of the ruler that I used, which is, I would say, roughly about maybe a little under like 2 centimeters. So I drew a simple line across at the width of the ruler that I used, like that. Now, basically what I did was I measured 3 millimeters from the bottom of the line over here, placed a dot, and then 5 millimeters from the bottom of the line to the top here. That way I can make perfectly angled lines by connecting these two dots and drawing lines. So I'm going to do that right now. That way I can kind of have my pilot lines for doing my scribing work on this this here shield. So very simple. I'm just gonna let me turn on the light real quick. Might be a little bit blown out, but I need to be able to see. So very simple. I'm just gonna basically connect the dots. So and there we go. We've got ourselves some perfectly equal triangles on both sides. And so what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to put this, obviously this center triangle is not going to get cut out in any way, nor is this one. So that's not going to get touched. And I'm basically just going to lay down some tape to go along these lines, and that'll pretty much be it. So yeah, we'll get around to doing that now.